If your content takes hours, it's not because you lack ideas. It's because you're trying to think, write, and edit at the same time. This is the real bottleneck. Most people sit down, open a blank page, and try to do everything in one go. This is why one post takes more than 2 hours. If you've ever stared at a blank page and got nowhere, this is exactly why. This is what I see consistently. People sit down to write, but they haven't decided what they think yet. So they write a line, delete it, rewrite it, and loop. Again and again. They are not slow, they are creating in the wrong order. You are trying to think while writing, and that slows everything down. Watch this.
Yeah, honestly, it was really hard. So I've been like the biggest introvert for 4 or 5 years, just straight. Honestly, man, like streaming really helped me at the start because I just hated showing my face. I didn't feel very confident in myself. So I actually started streaming with just like a hand camera. So my camera is on my keyboard and my mouse, so you can only see my hands. And then eventually I started going to, my face, and then I bought a better quality camera. And over time, I would just always show my face. I started going to in-person events. So I went to like San Diego for TwitchCon. I've done in-person events for networking for LinkedIn. So it's just like a gradual thing where I just got more confident as I did the reps. So really the only way to do it is to just get yourself on camera more.
Overthinking isn't a confidence issue. It's when you try to force clarity too early. You are writing something that is not clear in your head yet, and your brain keeps stopping you. Fix the order and everything drops. Watch this.
It's a really good thing to keep your mind on when, even if you're writing a LinkedIn post, writing a blog post, recording a podcast, creating a video, when you speak, you'll come out with great stuff. You'll come out with really good things. And sometimes they are things that you can turn into something kind of protectable almost, something that you can say, this is something that I came up with. This is something unique. It's my unique angle on this. And it's quite easy to let it just go because you just speak it and then you move on. But actually trying to keep track of those, whether it's you literally pause the recording and say, right, that was good actually. I need to make something out of that. I need to turn that into a phrase there. I need to turn that into a LinkedIn post.
Fast creators do not sit there trying to write perfectly. They separate the steps. They do not think while they write. There is one thing to remember. Remember this. Capture first, think later. That's what makes content much faster. Watch this.
And I started posting 3 times a week for myself. For the first time in my life, I was trying to consider myself as my own perfect client because who knows me better than myself? Who knows my story better than myself? I know a lot about marketing and I know a lot about writing, so why not share it with the world? And it's like, I talked myself into it because you can hardly find a more introverted guy than me. I hate going out. I'm working from my kitchen. I don't go anywhere.
Here is the process I use. Capture. Get the thought out fast. Voice note, messy sentence, rough idea. No structure, no pressure. You are not creating yet. You're getting the idea out of your head. Draft. Now turn that into something readable. One idea, simple point. Don't try to make it perfect. Let me show you. Raw thought. This is why people are slow with the content. Draft. Most people are slow because they think and write at the same time. Refined. If your content takes hours, you're probably doing something wrong. Refine. Now you make it better. Tighten the opening, clean the wording, make it clear. Yesterday, I turned a client column into 3 posts in 20 minutes. Not because I'm faster, but because I didn't start from zero. This is how I work, and that's also why the content gets much faster and easier once you fix the process. Watch this.
With this approach, you always will get the best responses, because what you get as a result are a bunch of questions, and you answer those questions. And when you don't have an answer to a question, you tell it to dive deeper. So you get, let's say, 20 questions, and you can answer 17 of those, but the other 3 you're struggling. So 2, you say, I don't care about those 2, but one of them you say, please, let's dive deeper into that as well. So then it gives you another few questions and helps you to answer the first question.
This is where most people slow everything down. They try to skip the messy part. They want the first version to be good. So they stall, overthink, and it takes forever. Messy first, clear later. Watch this.
I think with the LinkedIn, I continued doing it because two reasons. Number one, I went freelance. So I essentially was like, if I want to make this freelance thing work, I need to be posting on LinkedIn because that is how I'm getting my clients. I wanted something else that I could talk about that I was genuinely passionate about. And I think I just decided to take both of them seriously because, like I said, I went freelance, I was self-employed, and I was like, I need to make this work or I have to go back to a 9-to-5. And posting on social media was the way I was going to make that work.
The fastest creators I know, they do not start from a blank page. They collect ideas throughout the day, from calls, messages, conversations, and they shape them later. They are not more creative, they just don't start from zero. If your content is slow, stop trying to write better. Fix the way you create. Do not start your next post from the scratch. Start with something that you've already said, noticed, or explained. This is how you create faster without overthinking. If you want to get better at this, subscribe. Every video builds your content system step by step.